preparing for live.
Hello all. I think Gitika ji will start.
Yeah.
Hello all. So today on April Fool's Day, that's the 1st of April, we came up with something very interesting. Life is colorful. So we just celebrated Holi, and I know it's COVID times and we were all sitting at home, but still there were a lot of colors because it's a festival of colors. And today being 1st April, I assume a lot of people must have got fooled by their family members and friends. We have today with us Dr. Gitika Saluja. We have with us today Asha Mandapji, who is a very well acclaimed artist. We also have Bharti Nair, Shini Nair, Kamini Patel, Asmita, Minakshi, Purva, Yogini, Yogita, all joining us today. And thank you all for coming today. So what is this all program about? This program is understanding some simple things. Life should be full of colors, and it's okay to get fooled and have like a bit of humor in your life. So now I'm introducing Dr. Gitika Saluja, who is state president of Wicci Life Skill Gujarat and also chartered president of Rotary Sarvom Ahmedabad, to give her views on the same. Please, Dr. Gitika.
Thank you so much, Jolly. Yeah, we came up with a wonderful statement called "Life is colorful," and fool FOOL stands for both. It's more like it's good to be fool at times than to be considered wise all the time. And to set the context of why we are here, Wicci Life Skill Gujarat is here to ensure that we are there to nurture life skills among the women of Gujarat, and Rotary Club of Ahmedabad Sarvam is there to ensure that they work in the field of education and environment, where life skill is also one of the task force when it comes to education. Life is colorful in many ways. When we see through our eyes, we see the countless shades of the color wheel, green, blue, pink, yellow, etc. A never-ending color palette. Being colorful can sway thinking, change actions, and cause reactions. It can irritate or soothe your eyes, raise your blood pressure, or suppress your appetite. As a powerful form of communication, color is irreplaceable. And when that little foolish humor is added to it, it creates the entire gamut of experiences of living light and make life worth living. So today when we are here speaking of life to be colorful, it is much deeper than understanding than anything that could ever meet the eye. I believe that our lives have colors, and living it with a pinch of salt and sugar, as being foolish sometimes to achieve the unbeatable, is all that we should strive for. And life is all about box of crayon, as we are mentioning. The soul becomes dyed in the color of its thought and is hardly concerned with the defined set of intelligence. I prefer colorful life with all its ups and downs, and smiling all the time in all its ups and downs. It makes my life stress-free. It makes my living worth living. It makes my achievement appreciable, and it makes my failure where it turns into learning. So with this context, life is colorful. We are going to take it forward. And I'm going to invite Shini to introduce our guest today, who is a very well-known, she is not unknown to us, and I love her work personally. I've seen her doing such quick work that she has just gained my appreciation in a moment.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gitika. And since we are today talking all about colors and the power of colors, so who else can talk to us about all these things in detail than an artist who's renowned and par excellence, Mrs. Asha Mandappa. Asha ji is not only an artist, but she's also a designer and an academician by heart. She's also the director and the founding member of Ideal, one of its kind institute. She's the visiting faculty at CEPT and PDPU, and her art and installation works for interiors and exteriors have been showcased across the world. So it is a pleasure to have you with us today, and we look forward to listening to your thoughts about colors and the power of colors. Welcome, Asha ji.
Thank you so much, Shani. And thank you all for inviting me here today. In fact, when Geetika ji was talking about April Fool's Day, and Colourful Day, it's such a novel concept to have color and to understand and recognize the importance of laughing at ourselves, at laughing at sometimes the experiences which, when we are going through them, may seem terrible. But in retrospect, when you look back, you find it hilarious, the experiences that life throws at you. So for me, I have always looked at life as a huge canvas, and the colors that we put on it are representative not just of art for art's sake, but in our lives as well. The way we do our house, the way we dress, the things we talk. I think all of it is impacted by a way of life, a kind of humor that we have. It is so important. So I have a little presentation that I want to show you, which I'll show you in a minute. But before that, I just want to tell you a short little story about how and why we celebrate April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day actually was started in Europe, of course, and it started as a joke because the people, when France changed from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, that is, it used to be April 1st was the first of the year. But the minute it became the Gregorian calendar, it became January 1st. So all the people who still were celebrating April 1st as the year, beginning of the year, were made fools of, and there were jokes put on them. And that was actually the origin of April Fool's Day. So I have a small video I want to show you, a little presentation about color. So I'm just sharing my screen. Give me a minute. And I think you will find it quite crazy also, because it is such a beautiful thing. Please have a look. I'll just make it bigger. All right. So happy Colourful Day. That's where we are. And this is the first story. Please, I want all of you to read it as well. April 1st is named Fool's Day after Steve April. He was born on 1st April 1579. He did 105 businesses in his lifetime. He lost all his father's assets, and so everyone started calling him Father of the Fools. At 19, he married a 61-year-old woman who divorced him after a year because of his foolishness. He used to read all kinds of fake stories like you all are doing right now. So the joke's on us. And today is April Fool's Day. So believe nothing, trust no one, just like any other day. I think that is very good advice.
So true.
Really. So life is a great big canvas. Throw all the paint on it that you can. And when we think of throwing paint on it, it should be all the colors of our lives. The three primary colors in our lives, yellow, blue, and red. So when you begin to mix them, I found, this is personal also, I found I could say things with colors and shapes that I couldn't say any other way. And you will find that is true of most of us. We find different ways to express ourselves. And the world for me is my canvas, and I will create my personal reality, just as we all do. Today, in fact, when I'm looking at Sheeni and at Jolly, all of us, the three of us anyway, that I can see on my screen, are wearing little bits of blue. I'm wearing the same blues, and we are wearing indigo, and we are wearing black. So they're very important. So what is the symbolism of color? Here I've got a chart. You can just have a quick look at it. So I'm picking the primary colors, which is red, which is romance, sensitivity, leadership, willpower. Then there is blue, stability, which I think Jolly, Chirini, and I went for. Stability, loyalty, confidence. And the black, which I think is superb, is elegance, power, mystery. We will leave out evil and death. So, how the colors affect your body? When you look at it, red, it stimulates the adrenal gland. Too much exposure to red causes stress. It provokes anger and frustration, stimulates the heartbeat and breathing. So, for every negative, there is a positive. It's associated with energy, it enhances metabolism, and of course, it raises blood pressure. Then you have blue, which is soothing, calming, like all of us three today. And everything, it suppresses appetite. Please, let's remember that. It suppresses appetite. And too much exposure causes depression. So we've got to be careful there, girls. And then there is green. It has a soothing effect on the eyes, relaxes the body, improves vision, has a healing and hygienic effect, and I think symbolizes eco-friendly. Then comes yellow, which is my favorite color. It helps to release serotonin, causing a happy mood. Too much exposure causes fatigue. And babies cry more in yellow rooms because there is so much exposure to high energy. So those are about how the body is affected by color. And here again, what your favorite color says about you. So I'm going to talk about yellow, which is my favorite color. Sunshine. It means, because it's my favorite, sunshine, freedom, optimism, growth, and intellectual pursuit. So you have to identify your personal colors from this chart, and I hope it helps you find what it symbolizes about you. So you can quickly go through it. You will see red is for energy. I'll take only the positive things. Energy, vitality, health, ambition. Orange is for flamboyance, curiosity, liveliness. Green for renewal, growth, sociability, peace, harmony. And turquoise, or let's take blue, perseverance, patience, discipline, and wisdom. I think white is youth, spirituality, and sometimes idealism. So this is some of the colors over here. I think if you have a look, you will find it's very, very helpful. Since yellow is my favorite color, I thought I should tell you how important yellow is to me and how important it was to Vincent van Gogh, one of my favorite artists, and I think one all of you are familiar with. And you all know his life, and you know what a tragic life he had. And despite it, how much love he had for life. Despite all the tragedies, he never really saw it as a tragedy as long as he could paint. So they say that when he was very, very unhappy, he would eat the color yellow, the pigment itself from his tubes, believing that anything that looked so beautifully positive would make him happy. So he would even eat this color. When he painted these sunflowers, he was so overcome with the enthusiasm of the sunflowers all around him. He painted 16 canvases like this. And what I thought was really touching was even when he passed away, his coffin and everything was covered with sunflowers, the color yellow. The color yellow is one of great positive, freshness, happiness, positivity, clarity, remembrance, enlightenment, honor, loyalty, joy. I don't think you can ask for anything more from this beautiful color. And it's the color of the sun. So anything that They always tell you have to get at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes of sunlight in a day. I think it has something to do with yellow. And this is another favorite color of mine. It is modest, arrogant, lazy, mysterious, and black above all says, I don't bother you, don't bother me. I think that's wonderful. And the importance of contrasts in our lives comes with black and white. Always look modern. Karl Lagerfeld says, black and white always looks modern, whatever that word means. And it's so true. The definition of modern really could be anything. So Coco Chanel, you all know Chanel from her dresses and her perfumes and all the gorgeous jewelry that she designed in her lifetime. She says, women think of all colors except the absence of color. I have said that black has it all, white too. Their beauty is absolute. It is the perfect harmony. And that is so true because white contains all the colors. Every single color is there in white. I have spent a little time on black because I think it's so important to know when to wear black. And it is so important to use it as a very strong contrast. I think black gives confidence. I think it is really, it represents elegance, formality, anything formal. When you have to go for anything formal, we all reach for a black because it's so much a part of it, you know. And then there is white, which is new beginnings, openness, hope. To me, it means these things. You can all draw by looking at this, what it means to you. But to me, it is just simplicity, openness, new beginnings. I think new beginnings are just so important in our color palette and how it would affect us. And then, of course, we all know that all we need is a little splash of color before we go out. So it's there in all parts of our lives. And what I really liked today was when we all met and we were talking about how color affects us. It's so important for us to know that this little time that we have together, we should try to make it as colorful as possible. And being April Fool's Day, I think we all have to learn to laugh at ourselves a little bit. You know, the big brands of the world are also involved in April Fool's Day. They have a budget. There is a very nice a link or something it's called, which has this Art Connect. I want to show you one little clip on that. So I will close this presentation. And thank you for watching this, but I want to show you a little video. It is sort of like a reverse joke. It's April Fool's Day with a difference. So I would like you to just have a look at it. So this brand is called Communications Connect or something like that. And it deals with how big brands are using April Fool's Day. They have a budget to run ads, especially for this day. And this is just amazing. This is a reverse joke. So just watch it. And tell us what you think. Can you all hear it properly?
Yes, Asha ji, we can hear.
Hi, how can I help?
We're looking for Tom.
Yes, Tom. He'll be on the left, so if you just follow the path down, he'll be right with you.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Good morning.
You Tom?
I am Tom. And you are?
Amy. Amy and
Tiana.
Tiana. How are we?
We found this in the Herald.
You found it in the Herald.
Read the Herald and
Got a car at the moment?
yeah, it's just outside. It's
And-
Nissan Avenir.
A Nissan Avenir. Well, I can tell you that car's owned by us. Because congratulations, you guys are the brand new owners of BMW. What do you think? How's that? Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, we're in the
You see what he says, it all began with a newspaper ad that BMW ran saying that anybody who came and asked for Tom would get the BMW card free. So no, the thing was, who would risk looking like a fool by going into this very swank dealership and saying, with their old car key, and even thinking it's possible. So they did a reverse joke like this so that they could, and these two girls actually had the courage to go in there and to go and give it and come back with a BMW. So sometimes it works like that too. So we should all be ready and always willing to take the chance and to be ready to be looking a fool sometimes. It's okay. It's good, in fact, and to be able to laugh at ourselves. So thank you so much. I hope you loved this too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Asha ji. In fact,
Thank you.
This is what I was going to talk about next. When we're talking about life is colorful, it's good to be, it's like a fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows to himself to be a fool. And once we know when to act wise and when to act foolish, life is more like a rainbow, and we need both rain and sunshine to actually enjoy the each and every flavor that the life gives to us. And that is what, on this note, that is where we thought about having life as more as a having such a wonderful color in life, not only by the nature, but yes, when it comes to understanding each and every emotions that the lives gives, the phases. It's not only about in the what we wear, but it also talks about how we can camouflage
Very
what
true.
we want to express using the right colors. Right, the colors also talk about not only about what our personality is. And I was just thinking that I'm just wearing a nice pink today, and when I read in your thing talk about it, it talks about being soft, motherly, softness, beauty, and simultaneously ensuring that you are taking everyone together. So automatically what we feel reflects in what, and it happens with me many a times that I just open the cupboard and I pick up the color which actually depicts or camouflage what I want to. At times, if I'm not feeling well and if I'm really down with my face, I like to put up a nice pink lipstick. And it showcases that a little light on me, and it helps me to change my mood. So on that note, I would like to invite Jolly. Jolly is our Life Skill Council, Wiki Life Skill Council member, and she's an outreach co-chair. And I've seen that Jolly loves to express her emotions through colors, and also she loves to camouflage her emotions through colors. So we'd like to ask Jolly to share her insights on how the colors play a very important role in extension to what Asha Mandappa ji shared with us. How colors can actually help us to express our emotions the right way. At times, we might be wearing a wrong color and our thoughts are different. So we might be having a conflict in what visually we are sending the message and what we want actual message to be sent. So that is where the Chinese whisper comes into picture. The miscommunication might come into picture. So all these things blend together. You might like to be modest, but you're wearing a red, bright red. And in that case, modesty doesn't show at times, and you might attract a wrong kind of vibes from people. And then when we come home and feel, my God, where did I go wrong? What went wrong in this? I was planning this and it happened like this. So over to you, Jolly, on your insights on using colors to express your emotions and using colors to camouflage your emotions.
Thank you, Gitika. So today I had a very busy day and I had to get ready. And Shini called me up and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Just give me a couple of minutes. I'm getting ready." And as yellow is my favorite color,
Oh,
okay, I said, I need to wear this today. Like Gitika said, colors can be used to express yourselves, express the state of mind that we are in. And so, usually, my name is Dolly, and people expect me to be always happy, which I am most of the days. But I use colors in my trainings and in my social circles to express without speaking what is my mood. So, all the color palettes that you just Asha ji just shared, how red can be used and how black can be used and how white and blue and all can be used. I have been over the years observing by trial and error that your color speaks before you start even smiling at somebody. They can understand what mood you are going to set in the conversations. It's like body language, it's like non-verbal communication. So I have been using a lot of colors. I use colors in my stationaries. I use colors with the purses I carry. I use colors with the bottles I use. I have a color in my cup. Colors has been a very major part of my life. So it's a very powerful medium to express. There are days when things are not right with us. There are days, like Gitika said, we have had our lows. There are days when people have been trying to fool around with us and we are upset about it. That day, color plays a very significant role to motivate our own selves. How are we going to every time call up somebody and say, "Come on, let's have a cup of coffee because I'm feeling low"? Every day it's not possible. And in COVID times, please use colors as much as you can. Pick up the best dress, dress up like a queen every day. The day you're feeling low, the day your confidence is low, and it's going to be a part and parcel of our life. We are going to try something new. People are going to criticize us. People are going to try to tell us to rethink about our decisions. As women, we are multitaskers. We should use multicolors in our life. So I make it a point to wear two colors every day. I combine colors. I dress up in the evening, even though I'm sitting at home. Please do that. And Asha ji, what a wonderful painter you are. And there's a painting just behind you, which signifies women, women power. And I think all your presentation was very crisp and to the point. I think as women, so we go for shopping and we see that men don't have much colors to choose from, but women definitely do have. So we do have this advantage to express and camouflage our emotions. And I think we should do that every day. That's a little bit of insight that I felt. Itika ji, over to you.
that's lovely, Jolly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jolly. Yes, of course, it makes a lot of difference when we are out there communicating with the people who don't know us. It's very important that how people will come to us until unless they don't know us who we are. And for the first time when we are meeting someone, I feel that it's about color also plays a very important role, and simultaneously what you think also, and how you and the kind of thought process that you carry in the gathering. So at times when we talk about being colorful, now again I'll repeat, COLOURFOOL in the British context and COLORFOOL in the US context. So where we are trying to blend the color and the fool part also in it. And it's good to be foolish, because we have heard this time that someone has achieved par excellence just because he was deaf and mute to the comments of the people around, and he was more focused on his actions in spite of whatever people have told him to stop his journey further. So it's more about good to be known as fool till you prove to the world your point, which is which you really believe in, only if you believe in. Foolish doesn't mean at times just to talk, just to open mouth at the wrong time. I always feel it's good to be foolish, to know when to speak and to know when to stop. So keeping that in mind, I have Shini Nair, who is a outreach co-chair. And in this case, I would over to you, Shini. I would like you to talk about and after that I'll talk to Bharti, so don't get confused. So I have seen Shini, I have seen Shini actually enjoying the life, and she enjoys all the colors of the life, and she really ensures that she gets all the colors from the nature from the morning itself. I have been following, thanks to social media, we all follow each other on social media, and we see that she gets up in the morning, either she's running or she's cycling or she is walking, and the way she enjoys all the colors of the life from the nature, which actually helps us to release our happy hormones. So on that, Shini, I would like you to share about how do you manage to add colors in your life, number one. And second, have you ever felt that, yes, sometimes you have been taken as a fool, but eventually your calm demeanor has made people understand that what Shini is saying makes sense, because that part of the life also I have seen of yours. So over to you, Shini.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gitika. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Gitika. Starting with the second part, my friends, and especially my running friends, feel that I'm crazy because the most motivation that I get while getting up in the morning is sunrise. So even when I'm running or I'm cycling, I'm actually standing on the road and I'm clicking that sunrise pic because I want to take it as a memory back. And they don't run with me because they say, yeah, running beach mein band ho jati hai, yeah, my pace is going down, please. She's crazy to do all these things. And even when I go on a holiday, my family or my friends, everybody keep telling me that she makes us get up in the morning because just she wants to see. And I don't know, I get so much motivated seeing those hues of sunrise in the morning. And I just feel that my day just kickstarts looking at that sunrise. So that is one thing, and it is still going on. I still have that fight going on with people where people have to understand that no, getting up in the morning and seeing that sunrise actually soothes you. It makes you feel so better. It motivates you. It feels like all that energy comes in from that sunrise. So that is there. And yes, colors of nature, like I just love nature. I mean, for me, greenery is something which has to be there in my life all the time. And all those who know me know that flowers and the colors of flowers that I have in my house with my small garden, or maybe the colors of nature that I have around, that actually mean a lot to me all the time. So the thing that actually gets me out of the bed is that in the morning I can get to see these nature, and then so that is why most of the time my social media is all about nature. It's all about flowers, or it's all about sunrise, or maybe the different kind of plants that I've seen on the way or something like that. So that's all that gets me going. And then the fresh air that I get. So that is all about it. But they impact me very hard in my life. And if there is a day when I cannot do that, I feel very bad. I feel as if there's something missing in my life. Like even today, because of some commitments at home, I could not go for my morning walk also. I felt the entire day that my day is completely empty. There's something which I've not done. And I know the only thing that I've not done today is I've not seen the sunrise. So that's it. Those oranges and those yellows brighten my day every day. And that's all that is there.
Thank you so much, Shini. Yeah, you are inspiration in that way, because it's not only about emotional thoughts which are attached with colorful, it is about the physical activity as well. And you brought in a wonderful dimension of being physical active also makes your life colorful, wherein you also release a lot of happy emotions, and getting up and working for your passion is something which everyone strives for. On that note, we have Bharti Nayak, our Vice President of Wicci Life Skill Council, and I would like to ask Bharti, I would like her to share about this part wherein we talk about being foolish, and how at times being foolish helps us when to be foolish, and to what extent one should be foolish, should look foolish. And but I always feel foolish doesn't mean just being like a moron or an idiot. It is more about adding a little humor as well, because I always feel life is not full of stress. You don't need to struggle in life. Life is just a wonderful phenomena. You have been born on this earth. You have to enjoy the entire phase from birth to death, which is certain. How you live in between is up to us. And in this between, how many smiles do we spread? How many smiles do we create? Is our smile line up or is our smile line down when we die? When we look at our life, I always believe that when I die and I look back, my soul looks back towards my body and my soul sees my smile line up. I feel my life has been accomplished. I have lived a good life. Based on that, I actually appreciate what Bharti has been doing through her NLP. She has touched many people's life through her entire NLP understanding. And today I want her to share some of his insights based on her insight based on how life can be colorful. So she'll be emphasizing on the fool part of the life, the way Asha ji emphasized on the color part of the life. Over to you, Bharti.
Thank you so much, Gitika. And it is such a wonderful, wonderful session, right from listening to Asha, to you, to Jolly, to Shini. It is really, really wonderful. So this question is really interesting. And that puts me into a thought that when we say fool or foolish, why is it that people don't like it? Why is it that there's a bad feeling? The association that is there with this word makes a difference. So the moment you call somebody a fool or you call foolish, you don't like it. And that is where the perception goes that a fool is a fool is somebody who doesn't know anything and is not ready, doesn't know the world around. Now, let me put the perspective in place and let me say that if I give you a context, and in that context, if somebody is a fool, I think that's wise and that's being smart. So for example, if you are fool for a few minutes and you raise a question to your professor, or you raise a question in a seminar, or asking a question to the person who is sharing the thoughts in the conference, and if you're asking that question, would you term it as a fool? Or would you call it as a silly question? Or would you call it as oh, that was a good question that opened up a discussion? So it's okay to be fooled for a second and ask the question and clear the air, get the information, rather than being in the assumption that, oh, I know everything. Now let's look at another context. When would you say that you are a fool? If I look at it, a person who's termed as a fool, I would call it as a simple person who has a very simple understanding of life. Could be an absence of information, but the understanding is very simple and doesn't have any kind of complications or any kind of complexities that we have. Now, when I say we, it could be people who termed it as a smart people. So being foolish at some times is all good, because that may sometimes help you to save a life. Because when you are acting foolish, or when you are fool in some situations, the other person who thinks that, oh, you are a fool, you're not harmful, you're okay. And that becomes a good favor. So it comes in your favor because you're ignorant of the facts. You are innocent. You are in your own world, and you like to be like that. So now my question is, would you like to be fooled for some time and be in your own world, in your own life, with having humor around it and making other people's life happy? Or would you really want to be a smart person and be a know-it-all? So when you say that you are colorful, you have colors in that life, and you are submerged in your own colors. Now, would you call that person a fool? I don't think so. So when I look at it, a person who says that, yes, the person is a fool, I simply look at that person that, okay, there is one perspective or one side of a situation that the person understands. Probably he or she needs to understand the other side. Or if you give more information, he or she may understand the other side of it, isn't it? But putting a connotation, a negative connotation to the word fool or foolish, is that a right way? I would say if we remove that and look at it in the context, that when the person is in the context, the person is acting as if the person wants to get more information, the person wants to know more about it. And would you call that as wrong? I don't think so. In fact, that would be much better way to say that, yes, I want to know more about it because I'm in a learner's mode and not in a mode where I know everything and come to me. So when I look at the world around me, when I look at the life that I have lived so far, I would say the majority of the time I have been foolish because that's what I have learned in my way. Because when I behave that I don't know, I'm putting my guards down and I'm in a learner's mode that please share, please tell me how to do it, how to go about it. Is that the right way? Or can I know more about it? Can I learn? And that's okay if I put my guards off because that's only make me more strong and humble. That's only makes me that yes, I'm open to so much that I can learn, I can imbibe, I can practice, I can change, I can modify, I can develop, I can grow. And that may influence other people in my life. And that may influence so many lives that I may touch. And isn't that important for us? And if that is important for us, let's be foolish for some time. And let's have that spark, that have that colors in everybody's life. Thank you so much, Geetika.
Thank you so much, Bharti. Lovely context of being foolish, and that is what we wanted everyone to understand. There's nothing wrong in being foolish sometimes. In fact, it is always a positive note. It also talks about we are in a learning mode. And over to my wonderful outreach chairs and co-chair, Jolly and Sheeny. For what did you learn now in today's session? What is your learning and takeaways for everyone? What is your takeaway? And let's see whether you have paid attention or not.
Yes, teacher. So, Shini,
Wait a moment.
yes.
Let me add you in the spotlight, both of you. Wait. I can see I've added Jolly, but I'm looking for Sheeny. Yes, Sheeny, add spotlight. Done. Now let me check. I am the teacher today.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so Shini, now it's our exam time and we'll need to be very careful. So it's very important to be smart and then term as a foolish. Or is it important to be foolish and then term as a smart? So let's go and see what our teacher terms as smart or foolish at the end of it, okay? So what we do a smart way. जितना तूने सुना है, what you have listened, you will speak. जितना मैंने सुना है, but having said that, it was such a 40-45 minute wonderful session that we did not miss a single point. And I'm going to start with what Asha ji started with, that story that I was like a fool reading the whole story. And in the end, I realized it was such a fun session. Also, one more thing that I loved what Asha ji said is that the world is my canvas and I create my reality. And when we create our reality, we have so many colors at our display, where she also explained to us which colors can be used for what formats. So see, Chini, this is my yes, this is my takeaway from Asha ji's sessions. You may continue.
Okay, see, my takeaway is mostly with the importance of colors and how exactly colors are represented. I love the harmony of black and white because I love wearing black and white most of the time, and I realized that why I feel so confident in black because black is such a powerful color. Right, that was one. And then the most important thing, that laughing at ourselves sometimes is equally important. and that also makes us happy.
So now, Shini, when Gitika was sharing that life has to be taken with a pinch of salt and sugar, is when she took my attention completely. She said, why are we scared of the ups and downs of our lives? We should be able to be foolish and add some humor into it and add some color into it. And that's what Gitika, as a powerful person, explained to us that zindagi mein utar chadav to aane hi wale hai. Like today, she's not feeling well, but her smile and her favorite color pink is helping her out. So this is my takeaway.
What stuck with me was being colorful, it can sway your thinking. And I love that statement because color sway our thinking is right, but being colorful sways our thinking, it changes our actions and everything. That is what stayed with me from Dr. Gitika's session.
Great. So when Bharti was speaking, I was bowled over. Bharti said a very nice thing. He said, why should we be quiet and look like a smart person? It's better to ask. And when we start asking some silly things, people will say, itna bhi nahi aata hai. You know, but it's okay. It's okay to ask any of the questions which the other person feels it may be as silly as it. Please ask and open the doors of communication, open the doors of expression, open the doors of learning. Bharti, that was very, very powerful. Thank you so much.
But you get some...
Yes,
Yeah,
Asha, please.
I found one thing very nice in what Bharti was saying about how important it is for us all to recognize that we know nothing. We really have to recognize that all of our lives is just one continuous learning process. I learn from you, you learn from me, we learn from the third person, and it just goes on into infinity. So basically, when we are seeking knowledge, it's okay to be empty, it's okay to be a little silly, it's okay to be a bit of a fool. There's nothing wrong in that. And in fact, it's a wonderful place to start because you're empty and then you're receiving. So I really enjoyed your talk, Bharti.
Life is all about the journey of learning. I think we are all learning in this entire
Yes,
phase.
yes.
And when we meet wonderful people, there is always so much to learn from each other. And that is what we all stand for when we come together on a platform where we not only talk about our knowledge, but share our wisdom and experiences together. So girls, now to Jolly and Shini, should we give them 100 out of 100 or were they attentive? All right, girls, over to you, Bharti, for the vote of thanks before we open the session for all the council members to share their experiences and their insights as well. So over to you, Bharti.
Thank you so much. I would start from the concept, the idea, when Gitika said that let's celebrate April Fool's Day. And I was like, what do you want to celebrate? You want to celebrate April Fools? I say, yeah, and we will do it because it's like 2 days before we had Holi. So it's the festival of colors. So we'll have a color Fool's Day. And I couldn't first understand what was the thought process. And I would say that was a brilliant, brilliant idea, Gitika. Because when she came up with this idea, for a moment I was like, okay, but what is she saying? But the moment I heard it, I was like, that is it. And the beautiful way that the entire session, right from starting at 5 o'clock till now, what an amazing learnings, what an amazing takeaways we all have done. From what Jolie spoke about, that how she is in her life, and she is jolly most of the time. She's smiley, bubbly, happy most of the time, and how she takes care of the colors. And she really compelled all of us that this is COVID time. Let's have colors in our life. Let's have some brightness in our life. And what important thing that drove me was Asha Mandappa's few concepts. I loved her passion of colors, passion of creativity, the artist that she is. Because when she was quoting about the color yellow, and when she started with a story, first thing I was like, okay, is she fooling us or is she not? But then that was a humor that she added, and that nailed it. And I was like, now I'm a big fan of Asha because yes, that's what we wanted. We wanted the session to be light and bright. And when she said so many things about yellow, let me be honest, I really got compelled, or I would say the right word is I got influenced that now, is it that yellow is my favorite too? Because I get energy, I get freshness, I get that feel of yellowness in my life.
Good. I'm
And
so
that
glad.
and that is true. That is true because when you look at all the colors in our life, each and every color represents something. It gives us some kind of emotion. It gives them some kind of association that we have. But how do we represent that for the world? That matters. And what is the message that we are giving? And that's what Gitika said about that the message that you're giving when you are presenting or when you're representing any color, the colors that you choose in your life, how do you put all the things together? That's so important. And in this time when we are all learning and sharing from each other, when we are actually growing from virtual space to the reality, we know that we need to be together. We need to be colorful, bright, and strong in these times. So I must congratulate each one of you, all the council members, and thank you so much for sparing this time, giving us those learning nuggets, Asha Mandappa. That was so
Thank you
humble
so
of you to
much.
come for this session. For
Thank you so much.
Wiki Life Skills Council for the Gujarat region. Thank you, Dr. Gitika, for putting this up together because it's always a pleasure to work with you, always an exciting moment to bring out something new, something different for the council members and for everybody. Thank you, Shini and Jolly, for putting this together. I cannot now think about how we can put a session without you guys. And having Purvi putting up the creators and ensuring that everything goes in the right direction. And yes, to all the council members who are right now there in the call, from Asmita to Yogita, everybody who has always put up their inputs, given their side of the comments of what they mean when they say colorful. So thank you so much for joining in, and to all the audiences who are listening to us, watching us. I'm sure that there are a lot of things that you would have understood today from the live that we are doing. So I would really want you to put up some messages in the comments, and we all will be very happy to hear it. We all will be very happy to read those comments, to hear your side of your perspectives of what you mean by when you say colorful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bharti. That was a perfect vote of thanks with the entire summary given by Jolly, Shiri, and Bharti about the session, because summary is equally important than the entire. And we actually did it on time. I'm happy to see that we all could share it, make it crisp and effective. Based on that, I really liked the comment by Yogita where she said that rather be fool and cool than have an ego and let people go. So I'm opening this audience. This talk to the I've all asked the council members to remain unmute. Now you can, remain mute. Now you can unmute yourself. And in that case, now, if there is any discussions, any comments, please let us know. As far as I'm seeing Facebook, I've just got appreciation about the today's comments. Thank you so much for the Rotary to help us to outreach to good number of people the entire session. And thank you so much, Vicky, and the entire council members to ensure that this session goes well. And thank you for just believing in me and thinking that when I'm saying colorful, I had to take some time to make everyone understand why I meant colorful. But I got wonderful comments saying colorful bhi to ho sakta hai, flower bhi to ho sakta hai. I said yes, flower bhi ho sakta hai. But based on so Hindi wala bhi aa gaya, colorful. And so we got all kind of perspective of life, to live light, stress-free, enjoy what we are doing, and ensure that we are always in the learning mode.